most famous movie actors, John Wayne. John Wayne, not John Wayne. John Wayne. So I can't remember what some of the movies that he had were filmed down here in Monument Valley, and the Indians in that movie, they were Navajos, but they were his buddies. Personally, they were his friends. So whenever he did these movies down there, they had this one village with their leader, whatever, and I can't remember one of the scenes where they were fighting and all these Indians came and then John Wayne always fighting somebody, and they would had this big mud puddle and they were going up and down the mud puddle, this whatever. You remember that? And finally the fight was over and the Indian guy says, well, he said, we go home now. He said, no whiskey. He said, we go home now. So they wanted to go and party. But that's, you hidden something there. The Indians went to the white guys, they were going to have this big shindig, whatever, big dinner, whatever, and they were going to have booze and everybody was going to party. So that's what he said. We go home now, no whiskey. So that thought stayed in my mind. And so therefore, that presented some kind of an idea to people that watched that movie.
Good morning. Where's the whiskey? Goodbye. Good party. But no whiskey. We go home.
It's kind of disheartening. I guess it's, as with any stereotype, it's kind of a little bit painful, I guess you would say. I'm a Shivwits Paiute, and Hollywood portrays me as a drunk Indian.
Have you seen Native Americans displayed in other movies, like as savages and alcoholics?
Oh yeah.
And how did that make you feel? Did you believe that stereotype?
Well, for a while, until I met a lot of Native people when I first came down to the fort. That's what the image was, and then I actually met a bunch of Native people.
Okay.
Including yourself.
And how did you feel? Like, did you expect us to display those characteristics?
Not really. Not like subconsciously, maybe, but when I was interacting, no.
I think when they generalize us as being alcoholics or something like that, there are problems with alcoholism within the Native communities. So I think with all the stereotypes, I think that a lot of education and communication between both groups is what's needed.
They think that they know that they know us, and they're assuming that this is who we are as people, but it's really portrayed as negative, and we're just like pushed to the side, and this is how we are is what they're saying, but it's not really who we are.
You know what I think what I think is the most ridiculous is we have these stereotypes and we continue to have these media portrayals, and if it were with any other racial group, everyone would be outraged. I mean, I think about, the way that we talk about African Americans portrayed in the media, and man, everyone is the first person to throw a hand out and say how wrong that is and how this needs to change, and there's been studies done about it, there's media theory about it, there's constant criticism, but we have such glaringly obvious and overt racism in our media towards natives, and not only do people not talk about it, but people are willing to fight on the other side.
I don't have to live up to anybody's expectations but my own, and how I was raised. That's where I came from is a special place to me. It's always a place I can go home to. It's not like I'm wandering around without a place of who I am, where I come from. I know where I came from, and my home is home, and it's there. My take's there, sure. It's in the woods with the shoe curl.